Do you know the meaning behind this Easter egg? Or what about this one? Here are 35 solo leveling Easter eggs that you definitely didn't know about. Starting off with the time when solo leveling actually hides Iron Man in the manhwa. Not once, but twice. You see, in chapter 46 of the manhwa, when Sung Jin-woo was going to his sister's school, we see that every girl is impressed by his good looks. And that's the time when I saw this panel. If you look closely, you can see Iron Man in the group of girls. Now, in chapter 78, you can see Iron Man in this picture frame, which is insane! Iron Man was not the only Avenger solo leveling hide. Spider-Man and Captain America was also seen in the solo leveling manhwa. In chapter 47, we see Spider-Man behind this Marvel comic. Not only that, but we can also see some well-known mangas and comics there, like Disney, One Piece, and Solo Leveling, light novels on the bookshelf. And in chapter 61, we see a smiling Captain America behind Sung Jin-woo. Not only that, in chapter 95, we see Captain America's shield held by a hunter. It seems that the creator of Solo Leveling is a huge fan of Marvel. Did you know that BTS has also appeared in Solo Leveling? In chapter 80 and chapter 102, we see posters of BTS in Jinna's room. It seems that Jinna is a big fan of BTS, or what they like to call DTS in this universe. Now this Easter egg totally blew my mind! In chapter 110, we see Alex Lewis Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist in the background when a dungeon appeared in the middle of the road. Despite comics and anime references, Solo Leveling went ahead and completely copied a character from a game. You might have heard about this game called Dungeon Defenders. Well, Solo Leveling completely took this character from the game and added it to the manhwa. That's not the only time when Solo Leveling completely ripped off a game character. In chapter 68, we can find Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden in the background. Did you guys know that Choi, an S-rank hunter, is basically inspired from the Lord himself, Sosuke Aizen from Bleach? When I first saw Choi, I literally thought that it was Aizen himself. Not only his looks, but their mindsets are the same as well. Isn't that hilarious? I read the manhwa twice to figure out this Easter egg. You see, in chapter 16 of the manhwa, we see Sung Jin-woo wearing the t-shirt that everyone had seen once in their life. Yes, it's the t-shirt of our favorite childhood hero, Ben 10. In the beginning of the manhwa, when Sung Jin-woo escaped the double dungeon, the system gave him daily quests to become the strongest. And when I saw the daily quests, I was like, I have seen it somewhere. So I researched a bit more and found out that it's the same training schedule as our baldy cape Saitama himself. You guys might know about the Oscar-winning movie Parasite. Well, to your surprise, it also appeared in the Solo Leveling manhwa. In chapter 112, when Hunter Cha was reading the Korean news, we see this poster, which looks similar to the poster of the movie Parasite. Moving on to the next Easter egg, this one is from the darkest manga ever made, and the most popular one, Berserk. In chapter 52 of Solo Leveling, when Kim Chul started counting to 3, and after the time is up he'll kill everyone, then suddenly, Sung Jin-woo appears, and saves everyone by knocking Kim Chul unconscious. And this scene looks quite similar to Berserk. Chapter 42, when the same thing happened in the chapter, the guy counts to 3, then the Black Swordsman himself arrives to save the day. Did you guys remember this hotel from chapter 156? Yes, it is based on a real-life hotel named Okura Tokyo Hotel, which is situated in Tokyo. Whenever Tusk uses his Haven of Fire Breath ability, his head actually turns into a dragon. Some hunters take decades to even become an S-rank hunter, and some don't even get to be an S-rank once in their life. But on the other hand, Sung Jin-woo only took 3 months to become an S-rank hunter from E-rank. We get to know about the Korean Hunter Association as the story progresses. But what if I tell you we've been revealed the name of the association from chapter 1? In chapter 1, when Jin-woo is about to go in D-rank dungeon, we can see the barricade behind him says KHA. And also when Jin-woo goes to the food stall, the employee there also has the tag on his arm saying KHA, which means Korean Hunter Association. We already know that Solo Leveling takes a lot of inspiration from games, but there's one game we have not talked about yet, God of War. In chapter 71, we can see a troll in the left side of the panel, which is the same as the one which Duty Clipmar wields in God of War. Despite Marvel, the creator of Solo Leveling also hid some references from DC Universe. For example, in chapter 95, during the Jeju raid, we can see the Batman shield held by this hunter. This shows that despite Marvel, the creator of the manhwa is also a fan of DC. Despite being the weakest hunter who received a tremendous amount of power, Sung Jin-woo remains humble. He also has a high sense of protecting others, because his main goal is to protect his family. Did you guys notice that the elves which appeared in chapter Chapter 48 have different monocores on them, for example, blue monocore and purple monocore. And despite that, in Chapter 51, we can see the bears fighting Jinwoo. The bears have exactly blue and purple monocores, where the blue represents lower grade and the purple represents leaders, same as the elves. In Chapter 90, when Jinwoo visits his mother in the hospital, we can see that a junior doctor comes to tell his senior doctor about Jinwoo's mother's condition. We can see in that frame that there's a book reference called Me Before You, which is about a man getting paralyzed in an accident and about to die in a half year, but he ended up finding love instead. The story of this book refers to Sung Jinwoo's mother's condition. She is paralyzed as well with an unknown disease, but later, Jinwoo saved his mother by giving her holy water of life. In Chapter 108, did you guys notice why Sung Jinwoo lays a flower on the grave? Well, it's because these flowers are actually white chrysanthemum flowers, which are used on the occasion of death in countries like Korea, Japan, and China. We've seen many unlucky hunters in the series, but none of them is compared to this guy. Yeah, it's James. He is an A-rank hunter who ended up meeting with Sung Il-hwan, who is the dad of our main character in Chapter 56. And the other time, he ended up meeting with the two monarchs in Chapter 111. We don't know whether he's still alive or not, but even my luck is better than his. Did you guys know that Sung Jinwoo actually has 2 hearts? You see, before leaving for the S-rank dungeon in Japan, Jinwoo had entered the double dungeon, which was inside a C-rank dungeon. He was faced with a statue of a 6-winged angel in Chapter 130. After defeating it, Jinwoo got the Black Heart, which was the original Shadow Monarch's heart, giving him 2 hearts. He not only has 2 hearts, but he also saved 2 people from dying. You see, Jinwoo's shadow extraction skill can indeed resurrect dead people to serve as shadows, including humans he has killed. However, Jinwoo also once brought the dead to life, specifically those who suffer from eternal slumber. The victim of eternal slumber lives like a person in a coma, and there is no medicine that can cure it. Jinwoo used the holy water of life to resurrect his mother who had been dead for 4 years, as well as Yoo Hin-ho's father, Yoo Mung-han. Subscribe for more amazing videos!